So, welcome everyone sa ating Ask SDH. Okay. Our topic for today is about the pathways, no? Pathways to New Zealand for engineering graduates and undergraduates. So, for everyone na hindi pa ako kilala, my name is Doctor-Hernandez. I am one of the licensed immigration advisors of SDH Visa Immigration Services. So we have been in the consultancy business for about 6 years. Since 2017. We process all types of visas, okay, for mostly Filipino migrants, okay, for those who wanted to visit, study, work, and apply for residence. Most of the clients that we have processed were residents and work at saka mga family visas. Okay? And then recently, we have started with students for this year. So this time, we have started this live. Many of you are asking, why are we providing this free information? This is simply because we can see a lot of foreigners including Filipinos arriving in New Zealand, okay, obtaining work visas, dumadating sila na work visa. So I would like everyone that there is an opportunity. Madami kasi sa atin ang skilled but they don't know na may opportunity sa New Zealand. So open ang New Zealand for work visas and residence. So I think yun yung pinaka-importante. Residence, open ang New Zealand. So for those who are looking for ways to migrate, you can consider New Zealand. And paano ba makapag-migrate sa New Zealand for engineers? Okay? So kanina we asked kung anong klaseng engineers kayo. And I think most of you were invited by friends and family na mga nasa New Zealand, na tama ba? Okay? Most of our clients or most of mga viewers na nandito mostly are relatives, friends and families ng mga nasa New Zealand na. I think simply because they wanted you then to experience or have the life na meron sa New Zealand, na may opportunity sa New Zealand. I think you can know more based sa mga friends ninyo na nag-refer sa inyo dito. Tama ba? Are most of you referred by friends and family? So comment yes kung kayo were referred. That means na most of you already know kung ano yung mga benefits dito sa New Zealand ng isang migrant. Okay? So kahit worker dito sa New Zealand, you can actually bring your family and free ang education ng primary and secondary students dito sa New Zealand. So marami sa mga OFWs natin, matagal na separated with their families, dito na sila nag-reunite dito sa New Zealand. For us, actually, personally, matagal na OFW si husband. For many years, dito lang kami nagkasama-sama. Matagal siyang, actually sa barko din siya. Sa barko siya, So, he has been working as a baker sa barko for like 15 years. And then, so we have not really experienced yung usual na family time together until we dito sa New Zealand na namin nasubukan talaga yung more, at least 1 year nagsama from 2007 until now. Yeah. So it is a good place to build your family and good place din for young ones to build their careers. Okay, so going back sa ating for those yung last week we have discussed many of you are asking for other occupations. We have actually discussed teachers, nurses, and then last week were agriculture. Mga agriculture occupations ang diniscuss natin. So you can go and check yung last week na live natin for those topics. Engineering. Okay, ang engineering, most engineering occupations, let's go through siguro yung kung ano yung mga klase ng engineering that is in demand sa New Zealand. In demand meaning it is recognized by immigration na shortage talaga ang mga occupations na ito. Okay, meaning kapag kasama ito sa listahan ng greenlist, we call it greenlist dito, they do not need to check kung meron ba talagang locals o wala. Kasi yung work visa na pwedeng applyan dito sa New Zealand, they call it accredited employer work visa. Ang purpose niyan is to fill the shortage, So yung mga migrants yung mag-fill ng mga shortage in manpower kasi walang locals to fill or to take the job. Kaya these are offered to migrants like Filipinos. So, pag ang occupation mo is kasama sa green list, hindi na kailangan i-prove ng employer na talagang walang local kasi recognize na wala talaga. Okay, they do not have to advertise the position. So, let's go through yung listahan natin ng mga engineering courses, engineering occupations. Ano-ano ba yung mga engineering occupations na kasama sa green list? Okay. Meron tayong acoustic engineer, chemical engineer, civil engineering technician, electrical engineering technician, electronics engineering technician and engineer, environmental engineer, geotechnical engineer, industrial engineer, mechanical, mechatronics, product design, okay, production or plant engineer, structural engineer, telecom, okay, and telecommunications network engineer. Okay, sa mga nandito, nabanggit ba yung mga engineering occupations ninyo? I think mostly yun naman yung mga courses din sa Philippines, no? Yung profession sa Philippines, mostly nabanggit naman. Meron ba tayong, I don't think so, no? So, those are the occupations actually listed sa green list. Green list, no, meaning shortage sa New Zealand, and there is a direct pathway to residence, no. So if, for example, you get a job offer from an accredited employer, you can apply directly straight ahead. Diretso to residence is also possible. Meron actually nangyayari ngayon dyan. So they do not need to go through yung sa work visa application. That is, kung makakapaghintay naman sa employer kasi longer, like 2 months daw at the moment ang processing ng straight to residence, while ang work visa is about 1 month. If they can wait naman for 2 months, there are those na nag-a-apply na residence ng diretso, hindi na sila dumadaan sa work visa. I think ang pinaka dito na big question is paano ba makakuha ng job offer or paano ba makakuha man lang ng work visa, then eventually mag-a-apply ng residence. I think yun yung pinaka importante na tanong. Kasi, if you can see, kasi meron naman tayo sa POEA kung tutuusin, yung mga nasa POEA, meron actually work abroad kung saan nakapost doon yung mga shortage. Meron actually New Zealand doon. If you have friends, and families na nandito sa New Zealand, I think madami sa kanila, especially mga tradies, dumaan through agencies sa Philippines. Yung mga POEA agency, but most of them are tradies, hindi kasama dyan mga engineers. Okay? Hindi kasama ang mga engineers. Karamihan ng mga engineers na nandito that entered on a work visa, actually, they applied online. Okay? Yung mga kilala ko na nandito on a work visa, they entered or were able to get their work or job offer online. Okay, saan sila ngayon pwedeng mag-apply online? So, meron tayong mga websites dito sa New Zealand where you can apply. And ang website na yon ay, take down. So, take down itong mga website na to. So, after this, you can go and register. So, first is yung trademe.co.nz and sick.co.nz. I think Dan, if you're there, could you comment yung web link so they can go and check later on. Register so you can receive notifications every day kung yung occupation nyo ba, is there really a demand? Kasi yun yung nakalista na ngayon sa immigration. It's recognized, but it's still, it is where you can find kung talaga bang merong demand. Kasi makikita nyo din doon kung ano ba yung hinahanap din ng employer. Meron ba kayo nun? Kasi there are cases na very specific ang requirement ng employer. So they're looking for specific na skill. Baka nagkataon na yung skill na yon, yun din ang ginagawa ninyo. Okay? So, TradeMe and Sick, So, is there any one of you na nandito sa New Zealand that are looking for a job? Kasi I know madaming dumating dito on a visit visa, mga kapatid, friends na mga nandito sa New Zealand na. Any one of you na nandito na sa New Zealand? Feel free to comment. And have you tried applying habang nandito sa New Zealand? Kasi there are those na nag-a-apply. Yan. Okay, feel free to message yung mga nandito na. I would appreciate yung mga comments ninyo in regards dun sa mga nag-a-apply. Okay, nag-a-apply at the moment sa New Zealand. Okay? Kasi yung mga nasa labas ng New Zealand, the only way is to apply online at the moment. Okay. So, have a look doon sa mga shinare ni Dan. You can see that sa mga comments natin dito sa live na to. Another question is, so this is where you find yung mga employers na naghahanap ng engineers. There are those na, mga engineers sa atin, engineering graduates, pumapasok sila as engineers, meron naman pumapasok as technicians, no? So, if you search, don't limit yourself sa engineers. I-search nyo din yung technician, okay? Kasi yung mga sahod, hindi naman ganun, well, yung malaki pa rin ang sahod ng mga technicians. So, ako, for example, I am a graduate of Electronics and Communications Engineering. May mga batchmates ako na nasa New Zealand. Many of them ay technician dito sa New Zealand. So, don't limit your search kapag nagsa-search kayo. Okay. So, ngayon, some of you would be asking, magkano naman ang sahod ng isang engineer sa New Zealand? Well, actually, depende yan sa anong klase kang engineer and gaano kahaba yung iyong experience. Okay? So, saan mo kaya pwedeng tignan kung malaki ba o maliit ang isang sahod? We will be sharing to you. This is the website that immigration usually use, or we actually use as advisors when representing our clients. Kasi requirement dito sa New Zealand, ang sahod dapat na ma-receive ng isang migrant like us, mga Filipinos, should be the same as the local. So dapat parehas lang, hindi dapat bababa ang sahod simply because migrant yung applicant. Please take note din na merong median wage threshold ang immigration. So when you apply or you are given a job offer, may threshold na 29.66 at the moment. Yun ang minimum dapat na offer that you will be receiving. If you get a job offer, make sure na it's at least 29.66. This is as at September 8, 2023 kasi this changes every year yung threshold. Okay? So make sure na yung inyong offer is within the median wage. Okay. You can find yung mga sahod sa New Zealand at careers.nz. Okay, ito siya. So, www.careers.govt.nz. Okay, just search yung occupation ninyo and you can find yung mga sahod dyan. Let's try yung telecom engineer. So, ang telecom engineer, ang sahod niya, they usually earns from 60,000. And then, it goes up, depende sa sahod. Depende sa experience. Okay? And then, so yun, no? To migrate to New Zealand, of course, the best way is to enter on a work visa. Okay? So, I've mentioned 3 ways. So, ang first is on a work visa. Of course, yun yung pinakagusto natin ng mga Pilipino. Pagdating natin dito, magwo-work na. Okay? Wala ka nang ibang gagawin. Upon arrival, pwede na mag-work, that's work visa. But you needed a job offer from an accredited employer work visa para ma-process ang inyong visa application. So, that's the first one. Ano naman yung next? Second, I have seen engineers no, na pumasok dito on a partnership visa. Ano naman ang ibig sabihin nun, partnership visa? So, these are those may mga partners sa New Zealand. So, meaning, yung mga partners nila nasa New Zealand na. Dahil ang partners, this could be partnership, that means live-in partners at saka spouses. And they actually entered on a partnership visa simply because ang mga wife or partners nila ay nasa New Zealand na. Okay? So, partnership visa, there might be some of you na engineer ang mga husband and nasa New Zealand na. There's a way for you to enter. It's a partnership visa. So this could be partnership visit visa or partnership work. But since nasa green list naman ang mga engineering, kung engineering yung occupation ni husband or ni wife, then that means you can apply for a partnership work visa. That means you can work for any employer, any job, anywhere. No? So for example, yung mga nandito who are looking for a job, nakakuha kayo ng employment as an engineer, can you bring your wife? Ang answer dyan is yes. No? Pwede nyong dalhin ang live-in partner nyo or yung wife ninyo. And siguro another question is, paano kung girlfriend ko pa lang, boyfriend ko pa lang? Pwede din, no? But it's not partnership. So they can visit. You start muna with a visit visa and then eventually apply for partnership. So yun yung second natin na pathway. Okay? Is there anyone here na may mga partners or live-in partner or spouses na nasa New Zealand? Anyone? So you can just type yes kung any of you ay nandito na ang partners nila ay nasa New Zealand. Okay. So, I think meron tayo dito. Meron siyang partner pero as a student. So, pwede pa din, no? Depende kung ano yung course niya. Kung level 7 yung course niya, that means pwedeng mag-support ng partnership kung related din sa engineer. Okay. Yung course. Kung related sa engineering ang course, you can bring your partners on a student visa. Pag below naman sa engineering na course, pwede na kayong isama pag may work na sila. Okay? Or pag naka-post-study work visa nila. So, we have to check yung kanilang klase ng student visa to check if eligible or hindi. But if it's engineering, at level 7, nasa green list, that means na eligible siya to support a partnership visa. Okay, so yun yung second natin. What's the third? What's the third way to enter New Zealand? This is especially para sa mga undergraduates. Meron bang undergraduates dito na nag-attend? Or wala namang undergraduates? Engineering undergraduates. Okay. So, ang last, okay, yung third natin na pathway is yung student pathway. So, there are many students ngayon. They're taking engineering courses, no? To enter New Zealand. There are actually many of them na pagdating dito, they were able to get a job right away. Dahil most of them din ay experience. Okay? Especially yung mga just to mention, no, meron kaming clients na hindi naman sila graduate ng engineering. Undergraduates sila, but they have experience sa ibang bansa. Pwede pa din, no? Kung may experience kayo, at least 3 years sa ibang bansa, at yun lang naman din ang hinahanap ng employer, experience of a specific na skill. So, that means you still meet yung criteria ng employer. So, depende din kasi kung ano yung specific na position na ina-applyan ninyo. Okay? If it's skill level 3 yun, especially for example, technicians, if it's skill level 3, and meron kayong work experience relevant to that position, so that means eligible pa rin kayo to apply for that work visa as long as na-meet nyo din yung requirement ng employers. Okay? So, for those mga engineering graduates who have tried to apply for work but couldn't find one, but are still committed to continue with their migration journey, another way to enter is through the student visa, study work pathway. So, you enter as a student dito sa New Zealand. If it's level 7 yung course, meron actually kaming ina-offer na 1 year, level 7 na course. If it's level 7, you study for 1 year, and while studying, you can work. And then after studying, you're eligible for a post-study work visa. Okay? So, kahit walang employer, but in reality is, yung mga engineers that we have, yung mga clients namin, actually have job offers na. But then again, pag post-study kasi it's open, no? Open work visa yon. They can work for any employer, any job, anywhere. And from there, they can now apply for residence. That's how they do it. Papasok ka student visa. After that, post-study work visa. So, it's either post-study, ang next nun ay work visa or residence na. There are many na diretso na sa residence, hindi na dumadaan sa accredited employer work visa. Okay, it's actually a viable na pathway yon. Is it expensive? Yes, it is an expensive pathway. Is it worth it? I think so. No? I believe so. Depende, especially kung ano yung course na kukunin ninyo. So, make sure na yung kurso na kukunin ninyo is actually especially kung engineering ang background ninyo, then take engineering related na course. Kasi most of the engineering courses or occupations ay nasa green list. This is a good reference para malaman kung may demand ba talaga o hindi sa green list. After that, go to sa mga job sites para makita nyo kung from day to day, meron ba kayo ng mga skills na hinahanap ng employer. You might not need to go through yung study pathway. Baka pwede naman na diretso na kayo sa work visa. Again, no, may mga employers na nag-o-offer ng job kahit wala sa New Zealand for engineers and technicians. So, have a go and try. Baka it's your time na para makarating sa New Zealand. You'll never know. You'll get lucky na makahanap ng work, no, sa mga job site that we have mentioned to you. Okay. So, just to mention, mention kanina. So, we have clients dumating dito. We actually have one from Saudi. Nabigyan siya ng job offer simply because hindi siya nakagraduate. Halos natapos na yung course, hindi siya nakagraduate kasi may isang unit, may 3 units siya na hindi natapos. But, dahil may experience naman siya, that was fine. So, nabigyan pa rin siya ng work visa. We also have another one na galing Singapore naman siya. Yung job niya sa Singapore, exactly the same sa job na nakuha niya dito sa New Zealand. So, all of them, nakuha lang either sa Trade Me or sa SIC yung job offer na yon. So, i-try nyo mag-apply lang doon. Okay, so I think we've covered everything na about the topic. So, we can now proceed with Q&A. So, if you have questions, feel free to message. Okay, so meron tayong one question dito. So, feel free to ask so we can answer your question. So, meron tayong question dito. Hi, I'm planning to take an MBA program in New Zealand for 18 months. MBA meaning masters, no? However, I am asked to pay the full tuition. Does school require full payment of the tuition fee? Do you know any schools that offer only first year tuition fee? Yes, meron actually, no? Kasi for example, yung enrolled nurse, 18 months. But for immigration, hindi naman required na bayaran yung buong 18 months. You can apply first yung 1 year. What we do is apply muna for 1 year, bayaran yung tuition fee ng 1 year, you get 1 year na visa. And before mag-expire yung 1 year, then saka mag-apply nung remaining na 6 months kung talagang short yung yung pang tuition fees pa. Pero kung available naman na yung funds for the whole 18 months, I would recommend na bayaran na yung buong 18 months para hindi ka na mag-reapply ng further student visa. Pero pwede naman, we've done that in the past. First year lang muna, 1 year lang, and then before mag-end yung 1 year, apply ulit ng 6 months na student visa. So I think pwede, just need to find their school that would offer. I think hindi naman nila nire-require, I'm not sure. Let us know siguro. Contact our service specialist kung anong school yon. We could clarify for you. And siguro we would check kung anong klaseng MBA din. There are many cases kasi na may mga students who are studying business courses and ano ba yung iba? Management courses, which we do not recommend. Kasi pag management and business, that means you needed to be getting those occupations. Kailangan maging manager or ikaw dapat yung since business, you will be assigned as you take over the business, which is unlikely na mangyari para sa mga migrants, especially pag bagong graduates and wala namang experience as managers. We discourage studying management courses and business courses. You will be better off pag mga specialist na mga courses like engineering, kung ang background mo naman ay engineering, then take a course related sa engineering, mga graduate or postgraduate diploma in engineering. Okay, how many months needed po for experience? 3 years ang needed na experience para you qualify for skilled level na position. That is yung technician na position. Technician, 3 years. Of course, pag engineers talaga yung position, it's 5 years. Kasi sa immigration, they follow yung skill level ng ANSCO, Australian and New Zealand classification of occupation. So, ang skill level ng engineers ay skill level 1, yun yung highest. Ang skill level ng technician ay level 3, which is still skilled, 3 years ang required na experience. But again, no, depende pa din yan sa experience na hinihingi ng employer. So, you better check din kung ano yung nasa mga job post. Yung 1 year na course, ano yung name? I don't have yung specific name, but every Friday and other information of that course, every Saturday, meron tayong webinar on that. So, I think you can find yung link din dito sa Facebook group, so you can go ahead and check. Our team can also assist you, but tomorrow, Saturday, ang topic of discussion lang all about to study work pathway. So they will be discussing yung requirements, funds requirement, and answer all your questions relevant to the courses that we offer. Okay. Required ba ang IELTS? Yes, to study in New Zealand, kailangan ng IELTS, especially ng level 6, 7 na courses. Required ang IELTS or PTE exam. So, I think yun lang yung mga question. Are there any other questions that you wanted to know? So, feel free to message. I think we've answered na most of the questions that were listed or in the comment section. Alright, so meron tayong office, no, asking for office jobs. Office job, very vague kasi ang office jobs. Pag sinabi kasing office job, depende kung anong klaseng office job, no? Kasi karamihan ng mga engineering na mga occupations, usually nasa field sila. So, kung halimbawa, I'm not sure, no, you need to identify kung anong klaseng office job ang hinahanap mo. Kasi again, no, we are discussing the topic of engineers and technicians. Usually, nasa field sila most of the time. For example, I know someone na nakakuha ng job offer. Ang work niya is nasa milk factory siya. Actually, siya ay isang industrial engineer. Nasa office siya, but yung work niya is nasa factory. So, you needed to be more detailed siguro in regards sa office job. Anong specific office job ang hinahanap mo? But most likely siguro, kung ano man yung hinahanap mo, you might want to check sa mga job sites kung nandun man yun. So, just an example, no? Like, ang ginagawa nung industrial engineer is about productivity and efficiency. So, it's more on field meaning nasa loob siya ng factory yung work niya. But still, nasa loob ng building. Kung yun ang question, nasa loob ng building. So, really depende din. Okay. So, we have another question. My wife and I are civil and mechanical engineer here in the Philippines. Can we apply for permanent residence in NZ? So, that's a difficult question. Kasi unang-una, nasa Philippines pa kayo. That means, may job offer na ba kayo sa New Zealand? At the moment, yung residence pathway sa New Zealand is dapat nasa New Zealand or may job offer ka. Okay? So, kahit nasa Philippines kayo, if you get a job offer, you can go directly apply for residence if you meet yung requirement. So, siguro ang question is there a pathway for you to apply for residence? Ang answer is yes, if makakuha kayo ng job offer. As mentioned kanina, no? There are cases na diretso na to residence sa mga engineers if they are able to obtain a job offer from an accredited employer to apply for residence. That is if na-meet nila yung criteria for SMC. Again, it's a long topic yung SMC. Not everyone is eligible to do that. For those ito sa mga engineers that requires registration. Okay? I think civil engineer is structural engineer. So, madaming klase din, no? Anong klaseng engineer? So, ang question siguro is, meron bang pathway? Yes, merong pathway. Ang pathway to residence ng mga engineers, meron tayong straight to residence. Yun yung nasa list ng green list. Straight to residence, like, basta may job offer ka and you meet the criteria sa green list, you can go ahead, apply na. And then, meron naman tayong SMC, yung points-based application. Depende yan sa number of points that you can obtain. Kailangan mo ng 6 points to meet that. At the moment, di pa siya open, mag-open siya by October. Okay. Okay, so I think, yun na yung mga questions natin. Are there more? So, kung wala na, we can now close or end this this live. Yeah, I think we've answered everything na. So, thank you everyone for joining us today. So, for next week, we do this every Friday, 5 p.m. Our topic for next week, if you have friends that you know would benefit from this information that we share, schedule. Our topic for next week is about residence pa din, no? For teachers, WTR for teachers naman ang topic 4. So we go back sa teachers kasi madami pa rin tayong na-receive na inquiries, but most specifically WTR, work to residence, ang topic natin for next week. So these are specifically for teachers. Okay? So yun lang everyone, and thank you for joining us today. Have a great weekend everyone. Bye-bye. Salamat na madami.